So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and welcome back to another video. Still here at my campsite at Penn Roosevelt State Park with a bunch of other YouTubers and some Instagrammers. Had a great time last night. Did a little bit of filming of that, but it was a shorter video, but just fun sitting around the fire, talking to people and stuff. I did some filming today here at the park. It's the CCC camp that was here. Did another fun little video as well, but everybody's kind of currently off doing their own thing, kind of split off into groups. I'm kind of by myself, but that's the way it worked out. So, but I think it's a little bit after 1 o'clock, so I have a little bit of time. People are going to start trickling back soon, I think, and we might. One new person came just a little while ago. We might have one or two other folks pop in, but there's a trail just down here called the West Broad Mountain Trail. It goes along Standing Stone Creek. So I'm just going to hike in on that a little bit since I got some time. Might be a nice little hike along the creek. Yes, we're going to head down this way. I think the trailhead should be just down here. Back behind us is camp. Got my tent right there. A bunch of other folks around. A little bit quiet right now. Might get some rain tonight, but we got some contingency plans for that. So let's head on down this. Let's find that trail. Let's go for a nice little walk along the creek. And I am filming here with my new DJI Action 5 Pro, if I could get that all out in one sentence. I filmed a little bit with this in the past, different videos. My main camera, the batteries are charging in the tent. The battery that's on there now has 1 bar left, and I did bring a spare battery along, but it also only had 1 bar left when I plugged it in, or popped it in the camera, so I'm gonna let those charge up. So the only thing is, if we see like a cool animal off in the distance, this camera doesn't zoom in. That's my only problem. But yeah. Alright, I'm working on that to maybe film more with this camera and have my other camera that does zoom in, have it like on a strap here in my backpack, that if I do see like there's a bear off in the distance, I can pull that off and use that camera to zoom in. But anyway, I got different ideas in my head. I gotta find this trail. So I think I may have found the trail. It's here, right by the last campsite. My campsite's right over there. Yeah, the map shows the trail starting around here somewhere, but we'll see. This looks like kind of a trail. This should take us back down to that little creek. I don't know, maybe we'll just make our own trail. I'm not really sure this is a trail. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe we'll just make our own trail. Yeah. It's nice back here though. Right down here's that creek. I know the walk-in campsites are up there, and there was a trail led to them, but maybe, I don't know, maybe our trail that we're looking for comes out of those sites. But anyway, just make our way down the creek and try to go that way, and maybe we'll find the trail eventually. This is beautiful back here. Yeah, look at this. Wow, got the stream. With all the moss. It's that time of year where there's a lot of browns and grays, but then you have these, oh look at this, vibrant greens. This is really pretty through here. Make our way down. Yeah. Alright, but now we're on this side. It's a fun little mini adventure here. It's a beautiful hemlock forest. This almost thought that looks man-made almost, but I guess not. Almost looks like a little opening to a spring right there, but well, somebody comes back here. These are all cut down. The saw is that one there too. Oh, right up there is, I see some of the tents. That might be Darcy's tent up there. I see the walk-in sites. Darcy's one of the people one of the YouTubers that's camping here this weekend with us. If you're wondering who I'm talking about. I'm making my way back to the stream. Oh yeah, right there's a tent. I'm not sure if that's hers though. I don't know if anyone else camping back on these sites. Yeah, just beautiful back here. We'll make our way across. Looks like there's little... Oh, you know those trees that we saw were cut down? This is where they ended up. Someone made a little bridge. Probably illegally. Yeah, but it's a little hard to... It's a little hard to get across because this tree here fell down. But we will use the illegally made bridge to get across. Let's see if that trail is over here. Yeah, I think that's Darcy's camp. Yeah, there's some other campsites up there. Yeah, where is this trail? I mean, I'm pretty sure that is the Standing Stone Creek, and the trail is supposed to go along there. So maybe, huh? I'm just kind of rambling around, folks. The wandering woodsman. This is what we do. We just wander sometimes. You know, that almost looks like a trail going through there. If that's it, this is very unmaintained. Huh. Looks like one. Yeah, that wasn't a trail back there. We're getting into some really gushy stuff here. Like getting feet wet type stuff. I'm not really interested in that today. Maybe we can find a way around. Maybe. I think I see a signpost up ahead though. Straight ahead there. Yeah, that's what this looks like. Yeah, it's definitely like an old signpost. Yeah, Broad Mountain West Loop. That way. Wow, it still looks very, very rarely used. So I guess it came down from this way further up, closer to those walk-in campsites. So the trail does exist. I just didn't hit it at the right spot. But even so, it looks barely used. All right. But since we're out here, let's keep going. Now that we have a trail, even though it still doesn't look like much of a trail. Yeah, I was getting ready to suggest that either this trail doesn't exist or we're in the wrong spot. So we were kind of in the wrong spot. I don't remember seeing any signs for it up at the camping area, but I didn't look all the way up, so anyway, probably my fault. And I'm very warm right now. This puffy jacket is keeping me very warm. This is the one I bought from Mount Katahdin. I didn't really need it up there either. It ended up being an absolutely beautiful day at the bottom of the mountain and at the top. But conditions can change rapidly up there, so that's why I bought the puffy jacket. And it's been nice, even for this camping this weekend. When it gets really cold at night, just kind of sit by the fire. So it's about time I got one of these. It almost keeps you a little too warm when you start hiking. Yeah, now this is starting to look like an old road. See where they kind of dug through and moved the soil over here. Yeah, I've never been back here. It'd be cool to find some old foundations or something like that. Like I said, this does look like an old road. Good, just an old logging road. Yeah, this is definitely an old road. I don't know if you can see, like, the stone, lined with stone. It's like some stone work was laid down here. I hope you can see that. Definitely some effort was made to lay this down. That's beautiful down there, the stream. Yeah, you can kind of make a loop out of this trail, as it suggests. I think you can go up. We're kind of in a valley. You can go up either mountain, I think. I think if you go up that mountain, you hook up with the Mid-State Trail and can come back into the park. I'm not going to do all that. Just want to hike a little bit out this way. Yeah, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a break here. I'm not really tired, but I've been heating up a little bit with this puppy jacket. But yeah. A beautiful spot. Let me see what time it is. I think people will start coming back to camp around 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's not even 2 o'clock. So yeah. Sometimes it's good to just sit and be quiet too sometimes. Yeah, I never already showed this to you, but once again, you can see this is built up. This is like a road here. I'm kind of wondering if this was a railroad bed, actually. It kind of has that look like it's being, like a road wouldn't necessarily be, I mean, it's kind of mushy down there, but I wonder, you know, railroads have that, they're always trying to keep things as level as possible, and they're the ones that have these built up like this. So I wonder if this was an old, like, logging railroad for like a narrow gauge. I mean, I wasn't planning on being on this trail today, so I didn't do any research on anything. It is fairly flat through here. So I'm just kind of wondering if that's what this is. In a little bit though, I'm going to try to make my way back down to the creek. I can hear it down there. It's just beautiful down there with the moss and the hemlock. So I think that a little more scenic on the way back than walking through this. Although it's kind of cool in its own way. Yeah, but this wall of mountain laurel just continues. To see the trail go through there. I'm trying to get to the creek, but maybe we can squeeze through here. Huh. Maybe. Oh, and then we get through. Oh yeah, this is what I want down here is the creek. Yes. I think I'm actually going to start making my way back now, but maybe we'll cross the other side. Looks like it open over there. But of course, this is how people get lost and are never found again, by leaving the trail. I gotta find a way to get across here. Making our way across. And not getting lost. I have a channel I want to talk to you about in a minute here. Just kind of came to mind. Whoa, don't want wet feet. Oh, yeah. A little more rugged going, maybe. I'll be over here, but there's something about walking along the creek. Yeah, but as I was walking through that mountain laurel and just kind of wandering around off trail, I was thinking there's a channel, a YouTube channel. His name is Rob Parsons. I'll try to put the name down there. He's from Tasmania, that little island just south of Australia. He does a ton of like bushwhacking, looking for stuff out in the bush, they call it. Some of the stuff he walks through is just crazy in his videos. But recently, there's been a missing hiker in Tasmania. I think her first name was Celine. She was trying to get to a waterfall, and they're not quite sure what happened. They could follow her like GPS as your phone communicates to the towers and stuff. I forget what that's called. But she just disappeared, in not necessarily a super remote area, but she just disappeared. And of course, the authorities have gone looking for her, searching all over this one hill. And this guy, Rob Parsons, has made a number of videos looking for her, trying to figure out what happened. You know, it seems like she lost her phone at one point and couldn't, track her location, and that's when maybe things went wrong for her. Getting a little thick over here. Reminds me of those videos I'm talking about in Australia. But let's cross over here again. Yeah, but the other problem for her, besides losing her phone, is that it was getting dark too. So no phone, getting dark, and just very rough country. Well, this is like a buck scrape right here. Let me show that to you. Yeah, because there's even some Cocoa Puffs, some deer poo right there. You can see that. Looks pretty fresh, but this is a buck scrape. He scrapes her with his hooves, and usually there's a branch right up ahead that he tousles this branch with his antlers while like scratching the ground with his hooves. This is a buck scrape. There could be a buck rub nearby too, where they scrape their antlers against the side of a tree. So yeah, there's a buck that comes down here. He was probably here last night because that poo is fresh. I think we'll just cross right back over again. So some other YouTube channels have done videos about her too. Like there's channels that do missing persons and stuff like that. But he's out there like looking for her. It's just kind of cool. You might be interested in that. I'll try to remember to put a link down below too. Rob Parsons. Anyway, hopefully I don't become a missing persons case and people start making videos about me. Where did the wandering woodsman go? That should be the case. We're just following the creek back. How's this cool up here though? Yeah, the trail we were following was up there up in that Mount Laurel. It's just so much nicer down here. Sometimes not following the trail just kind of leads you to other things too, like that buck scrape. Although nothing super special, but it's always kind of interesting. Sometimes, you know, hidden foundations and other things. I love the sound of the creek too. It is much slower going though, trying to get across the creek again. There's like this huge log jam here. Maybe we'll take which log to stay on. Oh, that one kind of wobbles. All right, I'll get back to you. Choices, choices. Yeah, more Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, might be that same deer. All right, I think it might be time to get back to the trail. I do want to, instead of coming in the way I did, I would like to take the trail back, see where it comes out at, see where I messed up. So we should start trying to find a way back up through all that. Yeah, just, I like it down here, but it's pretty slow going too. All right. Yeah, it's just made me feel like I was in one of Rob Parsons' videos, like he's always going through brush like this, but even worse stuff. It's kind of interesting. All right, well, maybe we'll stay down here yet. All right, let's go up through here, this mess. Let's try and find that trail. Maybe this is not the best idea, but we are committed now. Oh, our trail should just be... Thankfully this stuff isn't thorny. Oh, is this our trail right here? I think so. That wasn't too bad. Ta-da! Alright. So we'll stay on this and follow it out to the trail and just see where it does come out at. Alright, we're back to this signpost. So I came bushwhacking from that direction, which is kind of nice along the stream, but they do direct you up that way. So let's take the correct way out. So it looks like this does take us through the walk-in tent sites. Kind of curious to see if there's a signpost at the trailhead too, or how that's going to work. There are faint blue blazes on the trees. Right there's one. You can see where they cut the logs for the trail. But now where? Where? Yeah, let's look back where we came from. But the trail just kind of disappears. There's a blow down here, so maybe if we go around it. I looked over there and see nothing, so maybe we have to go around this blow down. Yeah, that might be the trail right there. Yo. Looks like it. Yeah, all right. Like I said, not much maintenance on this trail. I guess we're going the right direction. We'll find out. I think I see a faint, or am I just imagining things? I think I'm just imagining. Thought I saw a blue blaze on that tree. Where this trail goes, nobody knows. Guess we'll find out. I mean, the campground is just over this way, so that much I know. There's a distinct trail, but is it a human trail? Oh, I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't see any more blaze marks anywhere, so yeah, no hunting sign because the campground's just down there. Although I do see a blue blaze on this tree, a faint one. So unless this is, I feel like we're going uphill. I don't think I want to, I think we need to find a way. Yeah, I need to find a way back down. I think this is just going to start taking us where I don't want to go. I'm going to leave the trail here at this point and just try and bushwhack through here. Oh boy. Yeah, the problem is this is a loop trail. I don't want to go up the mountain and make a loop. I want to go down to the campground. More of this mountain laurel, yay. I'm going to become another Celine. I'm not making fun of her, but maybe better this way. But bushwhacking earlier just reminded me of that. Like, imagine being her in a situation like this where it's getting dark and you don't have your phone anymore. I do have my phone and my GPS, but imagine that. I smell campfire smoke, actually, but get through this. This looks like a trail here. Yeah. Is this the one I was on earlier? I bet this is the walk-in site for the tents. Yeah, I think that's up there is those sites. Yeah, so this is the trail. Yeah. So this should bring us back. I'm thinking that's what this is. Pretty well established trail. Yeah, I'm seeing the campsites up there. Yeah, so campsite 12 and campsite 11. Yeah, right here's the vehicles. Yeah, so I'm still not sure. I don't know. How do you get to that broad top trail from here? That I don't know. And here's the gang. Over here, there's a bunch of them are there. All right. We have made it back to civilization, folks, so I think that'll be it for this video. I'm not sure. Maybe the trailhead, maybe if I would have stayed on that trail, it would have came out further up. The campground up that way, I'm not sure, but it felt like it was going uphill. So maybe I messed up. it doesn't really matter. It was still a fun adventure. But thanks for coming along, folks. Stay safe out there. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one.